What's up, Cloud Gamers? Welcome to another episode of CGX. This is episode 20. Again, it's insane that we've done 20 of these, but as you can see here, we have a smaller panel this week, and we also have a guest on the panel this week. But it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. This is Thanksgiving. If you guys are not familiar with the holiday, Christmas, Thanksgiving week. I mean, Christmas in the U.S. is Thanksgiving week, so it's gonna be interesting to see if we have viewers of people are still trying to recover from Thanksgiving. But to get started, let's talk to the panel. Let's see what they're doing, see what games they're playing, and what content creator they've been watching as of late. So to get started, Holtz, how are you, sir? What have you been playing? What platform? And also what content creator?
So I kept it easy this week. I've only been playing FIFA 21 on the PlayStation 4, hopefully with the PlayStation 5 update coming up soon, and Just Dance 2021 on the Switch, which I weren't really happy with for certain reasons, but it was sort of like a fun little weekend just to step away from the games that I usually play. But I've still been chugging along between Yakuza and stuff like that, but not too serious. And the two people I've been following on YouTube this day is Stadia USA. It was his birthday, and also he's been talking about, the holidays and what he's doing and what games and what platforms like Stadia and Luna. So it was interesting to see his thoughts. And then once again, I keep on saying this each week, but once I've been drawn to your boy Twiz again. He's just been covering games like that I like. He's been covering Persona 4 and Yakuza, and with his humor and comedy, it's just something that I'm really invested in. And I'm just sitting there watching him going, God, I wish Shin Megami Tensei and Personas and stuff like that come to cloud gaming. So I've just been rocking back and forth, just watching them. It's been very enjoyable.
Yeah, your boy Twitch. He was. I'm going to talk about a content creator, but he was in Brian's Thanksgiving Black Friday videos, cracking up the whole time. But
such a great bears to watch.
Yeah. How far are you in Yakuza?
I would say I'm about 20 hours now. So I invest heavy usually in Assassin's Creed and games like this, and then I sort of just step back a little bit and invest 1 hour, 2 hours per week, and I move on to sort of other games.
Cool. How about you, Ben? What you been up to? What platform have you been using? Also, what content creator have you been watching as of late?
This week I pretty much took it easy. The only game I really played was a few hours of Ghost Recon Breakpoint and a little bit of Fallen Order because I bought it on Stadia, even though I already owned it on Shadow. On PC, I just wanted to see how it played.
Yeah.
But yeah, I kind of took a break from YouTube this week and didn't really watch anybody.
Okay. How is Fallen Jedi and Stadia compared to Shadow?
I think the load times are a little bit faster.
Okay.
There's this one glitch that I've been told is there on every platform, and it seems less obvious on Stadia. I don't want to tell people what it is because it becomes blatantly obvious if you watch it anywhere else. But
I'm so curious now. You got to spill the beans, man. What is the glitch?
It has to do every time you enter a new area, it glitches because there's so much scenery and background to process that it has a hard time on every platform, and on Stadia it seems to do that less.
Oh, well, that's neat that a cloud gaming platform is handling that pretty okay compared to the other platforms. Cool. Nice. Good to know. How about you, Jared? What you been up to? What platform? What games have you been playing? And also, what content creator have you been watching?
Yeah, so it's been really busy, of course, with the holiday, and you guys know, oven broke the day before Thanksgiving, so a lot of running around and crazy stuff going on. But Valhalla, every chance I get, that's pretty much, I always have one main game I'm trying to work on. Valhalla's definitely been it, and Cold War, because I've been testing out the Xbox Series X on a 1440p monitor running at 120 hertz since they added that to Call of Duty, so I could see how that felt compared to PC.
Yeah.
So that's what I've been up to there. So busy, there hasn't been a lot of time to watch anybody. So literally, it's rain and it's you guys. That's I've had just, it's so busy, and I think I'm working on 6 videos just this weekend on my own. I didn't take the break I said I would. I I was gonna play games for 4 days this weekend, and it's not happening. But and Valhalla on GeForce Now a ton. I just seem to pick it up and play it since they added that to iOS, and I'm an iPhone user.
Nice.
Shame on me. But it just plays really good there, and so I can walk around the house, or I can even run down to the store or whatever I'm doing, and just jump into Valhalla and have my save there. So pretty cool.
Nice. How far are you in Valhalla? How many
I'm
hours?
I'm about 12 hours right now.
Okay.
And how I fit that in, I don't know. I think it's because I can have my phone here and I can have the editing going on and other stuff. But yeah, I just really like it. I loved Odyssey, and I'm loving this one as well.
Nice. Cool, cool. How about you, Duncan? What you been up to? What games have you been playing? What platform? Also, what content creator have you been watching?
Oh, I'm hoping this isn't going to break up. Bouncing all over. It's been good all day. I have been playing some Spider-Man Remastered on PlayStation 5. Sucked into that, and I have been playing, believe it or not, some Get Packed. I went old school on Stadia, and I'm playing for the last wee while. But basically, I'm just been dipping into lots of different things. I actually was playing. What was I playing there? I've been playing just being off some of Grid and Stadia. So I've been just flitting about. I haven't actually had one main game bar Spider-Man. And the content creator I've been watching this week has been Young Eddie, Player One. I'm not sure if you saw this week. Absolutely brilliant casters, and he had everybody in a panic over at splash damage, and they were freaking out. So it's definitely worth watching that one.
It's nice. Good to know. Good to know. Cool, cool. And then our guest for this week is Rain Cloud Gaming, and he goes by Dusty. But yeah, just want to introduce him to you guys. First time on this podcast, so go easy on him. But sir, what have you been up to? What game have you been playing? Also, what platform and what content creator have you been watching as of late?
What up, everybody? It's your boy
What
Dusty,
up?
Rain Cloud. No, I'm just happy to be here. Just want to get that out of the way. I've been watching this podcast for a long time now, and to finally be a part of it, it feels like an honor. I respect all of you guys. Ben and I talk on the side, GTP and I talk on the side, as well as Ace and and I have high respect for this show. As far as what I've been gaming, what haven't I been gaming? Let's put it that way. I feel like I've started every game that I own known to man. I've started Assassin's Creed Valhalla. I got into Watch Dogs Legion. Right now I'm playing a little Division 2, as well as Assassin's Creed Origins. Never got the chance before, and now with my Ubisoft Plus, taking advantage, baby. And then I've been gaming on Shadow PC. I've been gaming on Stadia, Luna. And then just testing out the iOS services. I usually test out those things on my iPad in my garage because that's where I get the worst connection. So that will determine how well this is for me, at least. And I have to say, I've been getting great connection, surprisingly. And then the one game I've been playing the most is Jedi Fallen Order. I have it on my Xbox One S, but I didn't want to touch it until Game Pass for PC for EA Play. Nice. And then I saw the Stadia deal for Black Friday, and I said, yeah, I'm going to cop it on Stadia. So I've been playing that, loving the story, loving the fact that I've been dying over and over and over again. And then as far as YouTubers that I've been watching, you guys, GTP, for those of you that don't know, Game Tech Planet, he's like right below me. And then watching some new YouTubers as well, like Hope Scorpion. He's been putting up content, so supporting that. And then got into Stadia Source recently. I always watch Stadia Cast as well too. Sunny, of course. So I try to make it a habit to watch everyone's drops when they come out, because I'm also working on my own stuff at the same time. So I put it on the side and listen to as much as I can. So yeah.
Awesome. Good to have you on here. And myself, just been playing Valhalla on Stadia. Again, I feel like that platform plays it pretty well. Again, some people say it's 30. To me, honestly speaking, I'm comfortable with the frame rate. And it looks good. I think it looks better than, I know Chief might disagree with me, but I think it looks better than GeForce Now and all the others. And it's just more reliable. As far as like content creator, Bat Pixie, hope I'm not butchering that name, but he did Stadia Super Saturday, and he had a 50, close to 60-minute video showcasing like the history of gaming. If you guys haven't checked out that video, check it out, man. You can tell a lot of time went into that, and he did a good job just like rounding up that video. So check out Bat. And he said something that he mentioned there, and I guess I just want to encourage the community to support him. He was saying that if he covers anything that is not headphones related, he loses sub, right? And so he is a cloud gaming content creator. That's why he made it to the Stadia Super Saturday lineup, right? So go show your boy some love. Go sub to him so he can cover more Stadia content without losing subscribers, right? And then another person I've been following this week is Brian from the Nerf Report. Really enjoyed his Black Friday Stadia deal. Again, a lot of work went into making that video. The presentation was top notch. So check that out if you guys haven't yet. So that's all I have for you guys when it comes to what I've been doing. But I want to get right into this podcast. We have some stuff to cover, not a lot, but some stuff. So to get started, we're going to just introduce it like we always do with the GeForce Now news. But before we do, I just want to talk about Black Friday because that's a thing here in North America. Just want to ask the panel quickly, were you guys able to find any good deals for Black Friday? If so, what did you find? And anyone can just jump in and start talking about that.
I ended up buying several games on Stadia. I bought all the Tomb Raider games because they were so cheap, and then Fallen Order, even though I already owned it. I think between the sales that I've gotten on Fallen Order, I still don't think I paid for the full price of the game. Yeah. Then I bought a webcam for streaming and stuff.
Nice. Cool. Good stuff. So yeah, Stadia, we're gonna get into that, but they have some awesome, amazing deals right now.
I ended up buying FIFA 21 on the PlayStation 5. That was roughly cut half price. So to game share with family members, I just thought it was a great investment. But then I looked at actually Stadia's Black Friday sale, and steam was coming out of my ears because some of these games I've only put an hour in, or maybe a few hours. Not a lot to say. I've really jumped into it, and seeing them sales, I just thought to myself, if I just waited just a little bit longer, I could have saved hundreds.
I know. Good stuff. Again, we'll cover some of that, all those deals, not all, but the majority of them later on this podcast. Anyone else has anything great that they picked up themselves for Black Friday?
I just wanted that Samsung Odyssey, man, and I couldn't get it. But it's okay.
Yeah,
it's okay. It's whatever's, But I just thought that was a great deal. I was just walking through Best Buy and Samsung Odyssey for $150. I was like, wow. But to everyone else that was able to grab their Black Friday deals, that's awesome. For me, I got Tomb Raider as well. And then I used my wife's account and my daughter's account to use the $10 vouchers because they weren't going to use it.
right.
And that's how I picked up Division 2 on Stadia, because obviously I already have it with Ubisoft Plus, as well as who's the other game about? Oh my gosh, I can't remember, but I just know I used $20 vouchers, so it was cool.
Nice. How much was the Division's? What, $10, right? So that should like pay itself.
Xenoverse 2, that's what it was. I got Xenoverse 2. I'm a big DBZ
nice.
head. Like I love Dragon Ball Z, so
Nice. Good pickup. Anyone else get any cool things for Black Friday? Now we're gonna hop right into the GeForce Now news. Cool. All right, so 2 games was released for GeForce Now. It's a pretty slow week for them. I think a lot of it has to do with Thanksgiving, right? And again, they had the massive news. I think it was the previous week with iOS support, and they gave us a little roadmap, which we quickly talked about in the last podcast. So the games are Ram Pressure. It's a new release in Steam. It looks like a RTS tactical type of game. I don't know if you guys know anything about this game, but it looks pretty decent. And then the other game is Mud Runner, and this is an Epic game. Again, it's free. You guys can go claim it on the Epic Game Store, right? So those two games made their way to the GeForce Now platform this week. Just want to know, people of this panel, did anyone look at any of these games? Did anyone purchase it? We'll get started with you, Ben. And what's your take on these games coming to the GeForce Now platform for this week?
I definitely claimed Mud Runner. It looks like a lot of fun, and I added it to my GeForce Now library. Haven't played it yet, but I'm looking forward to. Looks like a fun kind of simulator type game.
Cool. How about you, Holtz? Did you play any of these games?
I
claim any
couldn't
of them?
say. This just went under my radar this week. I thought there was no news for GeForce Now. You just
Yeah.
named 2 games, and I'm like, to be honest, I haven't saw any trailers, and I've not even had any intent to claim a free title.
Right. Okay. Yeah, same. Again, like this was hard for me to cover this week because not nearly anything to talk about. But how about you, Holtz? What's your take on these games coming to GeForce Now platform? Not Holtz, I mean Jerry.
Yeah, we knew it was going to be a slow week because it's the
True.
holiday. They pretty much had said that. And the week before, I mean, they had put out such big news already. They didn't really need to. Cyberpunk's on the way as well. So, I mean, I did kind of like you said, it was hard to cover. So I talked about the 2 games, and then I rehashed some of last week's news, about
Right.
here's the free games, here's how to sign up, here's iOS support, and threw that in there because there wasn't a lot. But there was an update to the app. I don't know what everything it did. It was just more quality of life, increasing load or decreasing load times, and things like that. So they did have little tiny updates on that side, but nothing really worth
I
talking
agree.
about. It was also, another new release and another free game. So, that was another day and date and another free game for
Yeah,
Epic.
you
So they
can't
did
beat
come
that
through on
for
that
sure.
event.
How about you, Duncan? What's your take on this GeForce Now news?
Yep, I picked up Mob Runners. It's really good to see the trend is continuing. If it goes free on Epic, it is going on GeForce Now. So it's really good to see that continue. The other game, I haven't a Scooby-Doo about that at all, but I do know Mob Runner, and everybody seems to enjoy it. So free game, can't complain. Happy that it's day and date on GeForce Now when it goes free.
Yeah,
on
this
Epic.
again, it continues. Pretty cool to see them being consistent with that. But how about you, Dusty? What's your take on? By the way, do we call you Dusty? Do we call you Rain Cloud? What do you prefer? So we know what to call you.
You can call me Rain. You can call me Dusty. You can call me
Okay,
JP.
right.
Because that's how I'm known as a
Cool.
dancer. So up to you guys. Dusty is because of the facial hair.
Oh,
So,
okay. Okay.
Yeah, my wife decided one day she thought it was funny to say, "You're looking kind of dusty." I said, "Thanks, babe. I love you too."
And it's stuck.
But I haven't had the opportunity to check out these 2 games, but I have obviously taken advantage of looking at GeForce Now and playing with it over the holiday and the weekend. Because of Duncan's response, now I want to check out Mud Runner. I have no idea what it's about, but I'm always down to try new things. I feel like, in order to progress in life, you have to try something new. But when it comes to gaming, in order to really have a true opinion, you should kind of really be open to what's out there as best as possible. We can't get to everything. We can't play everything, but at least give it a look or in order to have an opinion on it. So now, because of you, Duncan, I will try Mud Runner. Thank you. And yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Me, myself, personally, I have not played any of these games. And honestly speaking, I kind of forgot that we even got games on GeForce Now for this week. Again, just been busy with Thanksgiving and also the news that came along with Stadia. Star Wars Fallen Jedi 2 and Valhalla just been catching a lot of my interest. And that dang on Rogue Company. Can't get enough of that, man. Again, but good game to play in GeForce Now if you guys haven't yet. All right.
I loaded that because of you. I loaded Rogue Company last night. I was like, I'm going to try this out.
That game is great. Can't get enough. It's just one of those games. Like I played it this morning. I woke up. I was like, I don't want to get into the story of Valhalla right now. I just need something lightweight. Turned it up, put like 30 minutes in, turned it off. It's beautiful. It's nice. I like it. So that is the GeForce Now news. As sad as it sounds, again, not a lot. But again, if I miss something, members of the panel, just let me know. If not, we're gonna move into Google Stadia, which we should have a lot to talk about. But hop in again, members, if I am forgetting something. But if not, let's talk about the new release title for Google Stadia, which is Jedi Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. I can't tell you how many times I butcher this name. But this is a great get for Google Stadia. Again, this is EA's first title on the Stadia platform. And I was really impressed. People are like, oh, it's not true 4K. But realistically, this game plays great and it looks good. And so, yes, it's 1080 upscaled, but still a really fantastic port to the Google Stadia platform. Just want to know, members, have you played this game on Stadia? Did you get it? And also, just what's your take on it? To get started, Duncan, what's your take on Star Wars coming to Google Stadia for this week?
Yeah, it's absolutely brilliant news. I have not played it on Stadia because I have been playing it on Xbox. Oh, don't mention that. Because of it being on Game Pass there now, which is absolutely amazing. I have checked out some mirror footage and whatnot. For me, I've said this numerous times, it's always 60 FPS over 4K. It is 60 FPS. It seems to be getting pretty good reviews in that regard, that it's staying there and that it's holding for the most part. I've heard that there is some issues further on, but for the majority of it, it is pretty good. The game itself is amazing. I am completely hooked into it. That's one of the games I forgot to mention I've been playing this week. But it is a massive get for Stadia because I'm not sure if you've seen the amazing stat. It is the second most purchased game in the US over the last calendar year. And the only one which is beat it is Call of Duty. So there is
Wow.
your random fact thing. It's I seen that just earlier today. So it has been purchased a hell of a lot. So it is a real good game for Stadia.
Nice. Again, what makes me even more excited is the fact that this was a successful port for EA. So hopefully they have the confidence up, and we might see more ports coming down the line. But yeah, good stuff. How about you, Ben? What's your take on this game coming to Google Stadia this week?
I mean, it's good. I mean, it plays well. It plays just as good, if not better, than it does on Shadow, but it's way more convenient.
Yeah.
Because I can just load it up, with my voice on the Chromecast, or I can using my Google Home, or I can play it on my phone, and it's much faster to load up through Stadia than it is on Shadow.
So do you actually do that? Do you say, hey, Google, pull up Star Wars Fallen Jedi?
I do it all the time for
Are you
Sekiro,
serious?
for Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's just easy. I just sit down and tell it to launch it on the TV and just turn on my controller.
That's dope. I got to do that more often. Yeah, it's like I don't use that feature enough. That's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. How about you, Rain? What's your thoughts on Star Wars coming to the Google Stadia platform this week?
Well, first and foremost, I'm just like Dragon Ball Z. I'm a huge Star Wars head. I can my first YouTube channel was supposed to be Star Wars discussion, and then went to other things and now to cloud gaming. So with that being said, the lore of Star Wars is just like I melt for it. With Mandalorian, I actually haven't watched the last several episodes on purpose because I want to binge a few episodes at a time. But when it comes to Jedi Fallen Order, saying that I'm in love still seems like an understatement. That's just me. Like, I'm having so much fun with the game, figuring out the different puzzles, and then getting to experience the lore of the storyline and how the lore at certain parts coincides with the episodes. For people who don't know, this story takes place after episode 3. That's not a spoiler. And so just to connect everything is something I have a lot of fun in, especially, excuse me, when it comes to the Marvel movies as well, too. I love understanding the timeline, the story, and everything. But yeah, all in all, I'm just really having a blast. I'm so glad it's on Stadia. I'm happy I actually made the purchase, even though I have it on Game Pass, like Duncan. But yeah, it's just been an absolute blast. I can't really think of any other words to say. I love Star Wars. That's all it really is. I'm excited to see what's going to happen in the rest of the game, though, because I do know there are some deep cuts and Easter eggs that some of my friends let me know about. So I can't wait to get to that point. So
I can't believe you can hold off watching The Mandalorian. I watched those the second they come out.
I know. I was shaking my head then as well, going, "No, don't wait."
Especially with the last 2 episodes. It's just the last 2 or 3 episodes have been so good.
Yeah, I usually do that. I usually watch them on time, like right when that notification pops on my phone. I open the app and whatnot. But for me, I like to experience almost as like movie length in a sense. Without just watching one episode and then sitting there like, no, I need the next one. Come on, but don't worry, I'll catch up. I'll get there. My brother-in-law was like, dude, what are you doing? I was like, hey, give me a second. So
There you go. Yeah, I need to get on that show. A lot of people recommend it, but yeah, good stuff. How about you, Jared? What's your take on this game coming to Stadia?
As soon as we're done the podcast, I only have one episode and I am caught up. So it'll be good. Yeah, I mean, it's great. Performance things aside, because I do see some small issues with the game on Stadia, but for the most part, they did a good job with the frame rate holding pretty well. Combat scenes are good. I was expecting a lot more hitches and problems in it. I have played that game through 100% twice. I own it everywhere. And if you're just getting started, like, yeah, you're in for one of the greatest experiences for a Star Wars game that you've ever had. Being a huge Star Wars fan as well, this was said when the game came out. The music's perfect. The environments are perfect. The storyline, the gameplay. I mean, Respawn just, yeah, they really pulled it off, and it's no surprise that there's going to be a sequel on the way for that game, and I'll definitely be getting that everywhere as well. So happy that people on Stadia that didn't experience it yet, like Rain, like other people, getting in there saying, you know what, screw it, I'm buying the game. I'm going to go ahead and start playing it here right away. I don't have to download it. I click play, and here we go. Literally seconds after you paid for it, you were playing it. So really glad everybody's getting to try it. As a huge Star Wars fan, I want everybody to play through that game that loves Star Wars, because it's that good. It's like playing a good Star Wars movie.
Yeah. They did an incredible job with that game, just like gameplay, story, graphics, everything. Like a lot of people were skeptical when they said EA is going to be making like and it's Respawn done, right? People who made Timefalls, they did normally first-person shooters, right? So this was a good get, good get overall. Holt, so what's your take on this game?
All year I've been waiting for this game to come to Stadia, and as I said in the last few pods, it took too long in my mind, and I was always worried about the price. So when EA announced it was coming to Game Pass on the Xbox, I had to jump on that instead and wait and see what other people in the community thought about it. So on the day when it got released on Stadia, I was thinking, I'll check Twitter and see what other people thought, and it was just too much divided opinion. There was people arguing about upscales, there's people arguing about frame rates, there's people arguing about glitches. So I thought to myself, oh, I really want to get it, but I stood back and I decided to save my money for something else, which is a shame because I really support Stadia and I really want to play the best games available there, but I did have to step back on this one.
Okay, fair enough.
There's a rumor that, sometime in the next few months that there might be a DLC coming to Fallen Order.
Ooh.
Well, maybe I'll buy it when the DLC and the definition, what's it? A full package.
Yeah. I mean, that game is perfect for DLCs. I mean, the graphics are good enough so they can just continue the story. So yeah, that's really, really good stuff. All right, so we're gonna move over to the next segment, which are 6 games, right? 6 games are making their way to Google Stadia Pro. Again, another month where they're hooking us up with 6 games, right? So this continues, which is freaking incredible, right? We joked around what would happen when they cut back from 6, but another month, which is cool. All right, the games are Into the Breach, good game, Hitman 2, which is a good get, right? You have Kind, you have Monster, Jam Steel Titans, you have Everspace, and you have Secret Neighbors. So I just want to know, people of this panel, out of all these games mentioned, what are the six game? What out of the six has you the most excited, and which one are you gonna claim first? All right. So to get started, let's start with Jerry in this one.
For me, Everspace is a good one, and that just hit GeForce Now. So I kind of wasn't surprised when it was going to go to Pro, because we just got that over there because it was a free game on Epic, so you were able to play it over on GeForce Now. So I was excited to see that go there. And Hitman 2, of course, I think we knew, like we kind of knew that was going to happen
Right.
anytime. We had mentioned that. And my nephew loves Monster Jam Steel Titans, so excellent get on there. It's funny that would be the game that I was kind of most excited. So I was like, oh, cool, Monster Jam Steel Titans, really, for Pro? So those three games, but for some reason I was really happy to see that one on there.
Cool.
I can share it with more people and show it to the kids and the nieces and nephews
Yeah.
and stuff, and
Yeah.
gives me more to show than my boring Valhalla games that they don't care about.
Yeah, I think overall it's a good variety, but I'll get to that in a bit. But yeah, good stuff overall. Host, what's your take on these 6 games coming?
Of course, I'm the same. Thinking of Jerry, I've never played a monster truck racing game, so when I actually seen this come to Pro, I just thought to myself, oh my god, I need to play this. I love carnage. I love heavy rock, heavy metal. I just love just destroying everything and getting multipliers. So I just thought, well, that is such a great game. I'm definitely going to play. Of course, I'm going to try and do some stunts. Of course, I'm going to do the off-road racing. Of course, but to me, I was like, that's really interesting me. And of course, we've already got Hello Neighbor 1 and Hide and Seek, and we've got Hello Engineer. So of course, seeing Secret Neighbor come and add a bit of different gameplay mechanics to, like, I think it's 6 players, each got their own perks and abilities, and you sort of play online to save your friends and family. It's just a great game that I could actually say I am happy to add to the family library for the young ones to play.
Yeah. So I've never played a Hello Neighbor, but I have, my friends, kiddos my friends' friends who come over, and they always say my parents don't let me play it because it's scary, right? Like, is that accurate with this game? Like,
I'm 34 and I'm still running away from that mustachioed neighbor. It's scary.
It's one of those games that makes you really jumpy. Like it's not
Really?
scary like a horror movie. It's like scary like, oh crap, he's there.
Yeah.
It's like, move.
Okay.
I think it's psychological. You sit there and you go, why are you breaking into someone's house? And as the story progresses, you think to yourself, what's happening here? Then you just overthink, like, why am I doing this? What's this neighbor done? And when he actually tries and chases you and he grabs you, you think, oh, I have to do it again. And then you try a different tactic.
So would you recommend it for kids?
Yes.
Okay.
But
Like a 5-year-old.
Yeah, but my niece and nephew, they're like, well, I want to mow the neighbour's lawn, I want to fix his car, I want to...
Right.
They want to do other stuff apart from trying to follow the story.
Okay. So, Reem, we're talking about the 6 Pro games. Just checking in with the panel to see which one they're going to claim first. I just want to know for you, what's your thoughts on these 6 games, and which one are you most excited about?
For my kids, Secret Neighbor, because we have Hello Neighbor and the other game, the second one. So my daughter's excited to try that. I think she wants to play it tonight. I'm also excited for Monster Jam Steel Titans. It's been a long time since I've played a like monster truck type game, or anything of that nature. So I'm actually looking forward to that. Hitman 2, gotta add that to the collection. I'm not really sure about Into the Breach, but I know I'm definitely looking forward to Everspace. That's mainly because, being a sci-fi fan and I like space shooters and whatnot. So I just want to see, or I'm excited to see how Everspace is going to look on Stadia and how the gameplay will feel.
Right.
Yeah.
I would we'll talk more about Everspace is a game that has me really excited for sure too. But Duncan, what's your take? By the way, you're officially a mod, Duncan. But yeah, what's your take on these programs?
Now's my chance to be bad. And for the pro games, I was, like everybody said, Monster Jam Steel Titans, I think, has the appeal there, but I've just realized there's no multiplayer, so
Ooh,
online
right.
multiplayer, which is a bit of a bummer. So, and that has moved down in my reckoning now, unfortunately. But the game I am most interested in is it's actually close between the two, is Into the Breach, because I was a big fan of FTL, and that's from the guys who made that. So I'm going to be giving that one a go as soon as it's available. The other game I am wanting to play is Everspace, so I just want to see how that one's going to go. The other games are not appealing to me that much, but I feel this is one of Stadia's stronger months for pro games, because I think the last couple, even though we've been getting to 6, I've been pretty much meh. There's actually stuff this month I'm going to actually want to play.
Ben, did we get to you about your pro choices and what games you're excited about?
Not yet, but I did decide, because of all the sales and because of everything, I did re-sign up for Pro, so I am a Pro member again.
There you go.
So I will be claiming all of these games. Basically, you know, my daughter loves monster trucks. I don't know why, so I'm probably gonna let her play that game and just let her drive around and crash things. And of course, the Hitman games are always fun. So
cool. Yeah, you know, when the kids are over playing, there's 2 racing games, and they're more serious. I mean, the Crew 2 is less serious than Grid, but I feel like, you know, they're looking for Mario Kart. They're looking for like Sonic, you know, racing, and none of those games are available in Stadia. So I feel like, you know, this Monster Truck game might be that, you know, release that they need as kids and racing. So I think, yeah, overall that's a good game. But they should get, you know, kiddish racer game like Mario Kart or Crash Bandicoot Racing or something along those lines.
Man, if they got Mario Kart,
It's not gonna happen.
let's go.
Let's be
I know,
real.
but I'm
It's
just
not
saying.
gonna happen. They can get Sonic All-Star Racing though.
And
I'll play it.
And Mod Car Races is a good one.
Yeah, something along those lines. I feel like that'll be a good get for kids for sure. Cool. So my games, I know a lot of people not too excited about this, but this was one of the first Stadia games that I actually got to test out. I went to PAC West, you know, before Stadia even became available, and I did an interview with the make of this. So I bought this game to support her, but I didn't get to play it much, and I had other games I was covering, so I returned it. She's not gonna like that. But now the fact that we can claim that game for free, I think is a really brilliant game that people need to try out. So it's so interesting because when I interviewed her, she said that Google approached her to make this a free game for pro members. But she was saying like because of financial situation, she couldn't. So I guess like the game sold well, or Google, you know, paid her some money to make this. But this is good. I think people need to experience this game. So it's pretty cool that people will get to experience it for free. The other game on this list that I'm really excited about is this Everspace. I think Duncan mentioned this too. This game looks good, and the fact that we get it as pro games is pretty cool to see. But yeah, those are my 2 games that I'm excited to see. All right, so the next thing, again, feel free to cut in here if I'm missing something. But the next thing's all these crazy sales that we got for Black Friday. I mean, pretty much it feels like the whole Google Stadia library of games is on sale, except Attack of the Titans, which never has gone on sale for Google Stadia, which is pretty hilarious. But just want to talk to the members of this panel. What's your take? Did you guys? I know we already heard some of you guys picked some games up, but what's your take on these games? And are you going to pick some of these up? And which one does not appeal to you? I guess when it comes to the sales. So to get started, Jared, what's your take on all these wonderful, beautiful sales coming to Stadia for Black Friday?
Yeah, we all already mentioned Star Wars because we were afraid when that launched, it was going to be either
Yeah.
50 or $60, and just a lot of people weren't going to jump in. So being able to get that for such a great price, that was obviously a big one.
Yeah.
There's a ton of games in here. So, I mean, obviously, I could go through and just say, yeah. If you haven't played it, play it. But if I'm just going to throw out a couple random ones just because I've played a ton of it, Mortal Kombat, if you have not played Mortal
Right.
Kombat 11, fantastic game. $15, I think, right now.
Well,
I would grab that. And Ghost Recon Wildlands, because I like it better than Breakpoint, and I played probably well over 100 hours of Wildlands. So even if you're worried about multiplayer, I didn't even really play multiplayer in that game. I had so much fun beating the story with my 3 NPCs that for that price you'll get your entertainment's worth. So I mean, Star Wars, Mortal Kombat, and Wildlands would be just games I would say if you want to put some time into, you're not going to be wasting your money.
Mortal
Cool.
Kombat has a great storyline. I mean, even
Yeah,
if you don't
it's
play
Yes.
multiplayer for that cheap, well, isn't it? If you get Aftermath, isn't it like $20
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah,
Yeah.
for like the complete set? Yeah, Aftermath has a great story. Too.
definitely.
Yeah. Said
agree.
expansion $20. Yeah. Right. You're right on that for sure. How about you, Duncan? What any of these games appeal to you? Did you get any of them sales-wise?
I have not, for a reason which is going to become clear. I have basically all the games I want on Stadia, plus I'm waiting for Ubisoft Plus to fill out the rest. So that isn't me going all ghosting or anything. It's just this. We every week there's a sale when we come here. It's the same ones over and over again,
Yeah.
and this is them just all stuck together now.
Yeah.
So
Pretty much, yeah.
that isn't me making fun of the sale. The sale is absolutely brilliant if you're just joining Stadia. My thing is, I want to get some more of these Ubisoft games, so I'm waiting for Ubisoft Plus. I don't want to put the money down for it. And any of the games which I would be tempted at, I haven't got as yet. The only one, and don't tell Kelly, is the only one I am debating is Star Wars. I do want to see what it's like on Stadia. That is the only one I am just sitting here going, should I or shouldn't I get?
Oh, I just saw the pricing. So the deluxe edition is just $3 more when it comes to Star Wars. Maybe, wow, that's not
That's
bad.
why I got the deluxe edition, actually, because I figured it's already a big savings. Might as well just pick it up.
Yeah. Duncan, you should look into this game. It's really brilliant for sure. Having a lot of fun with it for sure. But again, if you're playing other games, right, you might have your hands already tied, but not bad. How about you, Jared? What's your take on these games? Have you purchased any?
I did my take.
Did you? Sorry.
good.
Let's
I could do it again. I can almost remember it.
let's go to Ben. Sorry.
Did I? Maybe I didn't do a take. Yeah, I mean,
I don't think you did it. Oh my goodness.
I bought several of the games. So,
Yeah.
yeah, it's great. There's a few games that I hadn't seen go on sale yet, like the Xenoverse, the Dragon Ball Z ones. I think I saw it go on sale once, and it wasn't a big sale. So this time it was actually a decent price, and I almost bought it, but I decided I already spent enough money.
Okay. Odds. Did we get to you in these sales?
No, you didn't.
Okay, good.
But when I seen these sales, I just thought of I've bought all the games literally on this list over the past year. But when I saw this, I had to take some screenshots and send them to my friend by saying to him, "Listen here, mate. Here's all the games you need to play," because he's getting Stadia on the Cyberpunk deal. So I was like, "Look, you need to play this, Division, Crew, practically nearly all Ubisoft titles." So to me, I was excited for other people who had jumped on board Stadia because they are excellent prices. But me, I've been consuming these prices all year round. The only two things I actually bought was Xenoverse 2 Pack 2 and Pack 4, which sort of had like Ultra Instinct Goku and Super Saiyan Gogeta and stuff like that, just because I had excess cash laying around and I sort of didn't want to buy them last DLC when they were on, but I sort of jumped on board because I've been playing the Kakarot game on Shadow, so I was in the mood to get some extra characters and side quests and stuff like that for my Stadia edition. And the only game that I wanted on sale, and I've been saying this for the whole year now, was Attack on Titan. I'm sitting there going, Koei Tecmo, why aren't you giving me this game? I want to buy this game. I want you to release Neo 1 and 2. I want you to bring Disney Warriors to this platform.
Right.
But if you can't give me a sale price, I don't have any faith that these are ever going to come. But inside, I'm screaming, please, just give me what I want.
Yeah.
So
it's just incredible that we have not got a sale yet on that game. It's been a whole year now.
It's the only one I think I got.
Yeah,
I think
the only one.
I don't know if Monster Energy Racing.
It was
game. Was that on sale? So that's the only one that has not been on.
I think it was, from whatever. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it was for sure. So I think, Rain, we didn't get your take on this, did we?
No.
I'm
so lost today, guys. Apologize. Go ahead, Rain.
I expect things to be a little off after the holidays. The food is still getting everyone, leftovers. It's all good. So what the one extra game, I guess you could say, that I'm trying to pick up before everything is over is Battlegrounds, WWE 2K Battlegrounds.
Ooh, yeah.
I love wrestling, and I watched some of the gameplay for Battlegrounds before it had released, and obviously that was months ago. But just seeing the way you fight and in the game, and just the theme of it, and all the extra special effects, it just looks really fun. It doesn't look like something that you need to think so hard at playing at,
Right.
But I do want to check that out. Some of the other titles that I wanted to check out, I had to stop myself from purchasing, because then I remembered, you have Ubisoft Plus. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Div 2 was different because that was with a voucher, and whatnot. But yeah, that's probably the extra game I'm looking to hopefully pick up. So we'll see.
Yeah. I think, like most people stated, for me, I've pretty much purchased most of the games on here. But I converted 2 people in my family to get Stadia, my cousin and my brother. So they're going to be new members to Stadia. So for them, I'm really happy, because we have family share, and I don't want them playing my games, because I can't play it online. So I'm like, y'all, go purchase these games so we can play together. But a game that stands out to me when it comes to sales that I think was very bad is NBA 2K. They offered one sale, and it was the deluxe version for $80-something. I'm like, yo, we need more people on 2K. Like, make it affordable. So the park is still dead. We can't even play park in 2K because, again, not a lot of people are on. I was suspecting this game to be at least like $15 or $19 at most, 25 for 30, but we didn't see any sales on the base model. So it's kind of a bummer, but it is what it is, right?
And they had a good sale on PGA and on F1. Both of those had good sales. Way better than NBA for sure.
Yeah. It's really surprising to me.
A good one that I thought was a great price was Watch Dogs Legions. When I saw that price, that was one of the games I thought of. I just bought it 2 weeks ago, full price, and now it's been slashed by a third. So
yeah, good pricing for that. Again, it's a pretty new game that came out last month, so to see that on sale that quickly is pretty impressive too. Cool. Any other thing stand out when it comes to sales that you guys want to discuss? If not, we can. Duncan, you did say that you wanted to talk about some Stadia-related content.
Yes, it is just a warning for anybody who has Immortals Phoenix Rising order. Does anybody have an order in their panel? Check your bank account.
What? They've took what? What?
They've took the money out already.
It's a pre-order.
Grab and go.
It's a pre-order, isn't it? Out the first.
Yeah.
It's like the third, isn't it? It's like next week.
A few months ago, I pressed pre-order thinking he already took the money, so I'm fine. So if they've already took it now and they're going to give me it on the first, I'm great. As long as they don't cut the price.
Yeah, so yeah, they have now started taking the money, even though they're not meant to take it until launch day. So if you have got Mortals Phoenix Rising pre-ordered, make sure you've got the money there.
I'm gonna be playing that on through Ubisoft Plus until Ubisoft Plus connects to Stadia.
I can't wait for that, man.
I really hope you'd all get it this year. I don't want to be hearing next year you've all missed your chance and waited months for it.
Which game? Sorry, the wife came in. What are y'all talking about?
Everyone's waiting for Ubisoft Plus to come to Stadia.
Okay, yeah.
And I just said, I hope it comes this year and you're not waiting months just to play Immortals Phoenix
I
Rising.
know.
I'll still play it. I'll just play it on Shadow or GeForce Now.
There you go.
Yeah, I enjoyed the demo a
Yeah.
lot, so I'm looking forward to that as well too.
Yeah. But so they are charging people who pre-ordered it.
Yep, Raf Gaming's been charged, and people have been jumping into his and saying, "Yep, I've been charged as well," even though it's not meant to be for a couple of days yet. So just be warned.
That's crazy. I wonder if that means like Ubisoft Plus is coming soon and they're trying to get money before it releases. That's crazy though, but good to know. Good to know. Thank you for that, Duncan, for sure. Cool. All right, so let's keep moving here. Again, we talked about a lot of the sales, right? I just want to do something that we normally wouldn't do, but I think we have time this podcast to talk about this. Just want to look at Stadia like in a year review, right? Again, we just celebrated Stadia's first birthday. Just want to know, how would you guys rate the service and how it's done for being out for just a year when it comes to like the games available, when it comes to like the progress that they've made compared to when they started, right? Where would you rate Stadia right now as a whole? So to get started with this, let's talk to Jerry. This was not the notes. This is just improv. So
Oh, what the hell?
yeah.
No, so yeah, I mean, and if you watch the channel too, I've had a love-hate relationship with Stadia. It's just, and everybody has, because we play it and we're like, wow, is this real? Like, the latency's nice, the stream is nice, loads up quickly, everything tends to just work the way you want it to. But then we always find these things: either a game isn't running at the graphics we want it to, or the frame rate, or the features aren't there, or family share took how long, and just a bunch of different things with that. But I've just kind of come to accept that Google's gonna do this how they're gonna do it. It's not gonna follow the path of a traditional console or other gaming platform, and they'll either succeed or fail. I think they're doing better in the past month than I've seen them do like in the 11 months prior. I think there's been a shift in like the tweets and kind of getting information out there and trying to build the hype. And of course, the premieres are going out the door like crazy for free pretty much everywhere. So they're just trying to get rid of them or get people on board. I would say for me, Stadia went from like a 4 or 5 out of 10 just because I kept getting frustrated, up to something more like, if I'm just looking at it on its own and not comparing it to next gen or anything, I'll give them a 7. I think, I think they're getting there and they're making progress. And I still have a lot of fun playing on Stadia and testing games there and comparing to other platforms and stuff. But the community is serious when it comes to Stadia. So when you cover something, you gotta be ready for it. But I do love the platform. I think it's coming a long way. I just have no idea where it's going yet. I'm still just watching Stadia and just going along for the ride.
So even with the 400 game roadmap and how they got 2021 already wrapped up in the bow, you're still not sold on it yet, Jerry?
Yeah, well, it's not that I'm not sold. Hey, I've paid for Pro all year, literally since January. It's not that, I definitely give money to Stadia and have bought games and everything, but because I do test so many platforms, and we actually, all of us here are so fortunate to have consoles that are new and GPUs and computers and cloud gaming. And I get so many comments of people that say, I don't have even one of those things. Even in my giveaway going on right now, not putting that out there, but people are saying, I have nothing, and to get this would mean I could game this winner. Like, and I would love to see somebody like that win. So we're so fortunate to test so many platforms that we kind of get blinded. And I have to take a step back sometimes and look at these services as a consumer or as someone who hasn't played every freaking console and GPU out there, and just say, yeah, actually Stadia, it's good. It works well and it's coming along. It's not so much that I'm not sold, but I think that just because of their past, it's one of those things where you got to keep regaining that trust of the gamer and keep showing us. And I like the pro games that we have right now. I like the direction that they're going. And I think 2021 will be good. I want to see Gen 2 because there's just so much competition out there.
True. Good take. But just real quick, Jerry, you got to plug that giveaway. I think is one of the the best giveaways ever created.
The most insane giveaway ever.
It's absolutely.
If I win, I'm gonna give away.
That's fine.
I'm gonna keep it.
I don't know what happened with that giveaway. It started off as Cyberpunk with me in maximum settings. That they were going to supply a Cyberpunk game for giveaway. And I was talking with our guy over at NVIDIA saying, I have this giveaway launching. Do you guys have codes for GeForce Now? And he said, no, we don't have those yet. But how about a Shield TV Pro to add to the giveaway? I'm like, like 3 emails later, he finally convinced me it was real. And I said, okay, I know my community will love that. So I threw that in. And the maximum settings said, wait, NVIDIA's involved? They're going to throw in Shield TV? We love them. We're throwing in a 2080 Super Cloud PC with $100 credit on it, as well as the Cyberpunk game. And I was like, okay, well, I have a $25 Steam card. I'll throw that in there. And then a community member said, hey, I have a Cyberpunk controller that goes with your giveaway. Do you want it? And I said, sure. So to all the people that said, why don't you break this giveaway up into like 3 or 4 giveaways and really, because everybody wanted to add to it and they wanted to make it something special. And for a channel my size, this doesn't normally happen. So good luck to everybody jumping in there. And thanks for the time to throw that out there here.
Yeah, definitely go to that
I don't know what
channel.
happened.
And this is one of the most incredible giveaways I've seen. So
Jerry's going to be the new Mr. Beast cloud giveaway. Everyone's just going to throw stuff on it.
Right. It's pretty incredible. Good stuff for sure. But want to know, what's your take on Google Stadia year in holds? How would you rate Stadia right now?
I give Stadia a solid 8. I mean, from day one, I've been playing games. My big, huge games: Final Fantasy 15, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Valhalla, Mortal Kombat 11. The list of games that I've invested in this platform all year round, and to me, just playing straight away and showing them to my friends and family has been great. The only downside I've had with Stadia is the features just took a little bit longer. Of course, I wanted to share my games a lot sooner with the family that it was tied to very early on. And of course, there's been a lot of games that I sort of wanted. I wanted to see more EA titles. I wanted to see Capcom games like, there was loads of Capcom Devil May Cry Special Edition and, the Warriors games and stuff like that. That didn't come. But now looking forward next year in forums, I've got hope that they will actually come in time. Right. But when I look back in the year, I think to myself, I did invest a lot of money on titles that I wanted. Yeah. And in the same year, they already proposed games that I actually definitely going to buy and play on Stadia. So that's why I'm giving it a solid 8.
Good. I like that.
Of course, there's some features that I wanted, maybe YouTube integration.
Yeah.
YouTube music integration, but maybe in time that will come. But overall, I've been very happy with Stadia and very happy with the 3 months that they give me, the £10 discounts over the family account, the Stadia YouTube Premium, and the Cyberpunk editions. There's been a lot of things that I've been happy and grateful that I've actually received from this service.
Sure. So from what I remember, Founders got 3 months. Didn't they add on top of that too?
Another 2 months, yeah. So I got
Another
3
2 months.
plus
Okay,
2.
yeah. Okay.
Cool. When I first started, I got a 3-month trial just because I owned a Chromecast Ultra. So I figured, I'll do the 3-month trial, and about, a month into it, I decided to order a Stadia controller to hook up to the Chromecast Ultra. So that was pretty cool. They've done several trials like that, several promos like that throughout the year.
Yeah.
And now my friends, they were the ones that said, I'm never going to play Stadia. And over a year, I've actually got 3 people on board ready.
Nice.
1 already on board, 2 ready on board for the Cyberpunk. So they must be doing something well to actually convince these people.
Yeah, absolutely. How about you, Rain? What's your take on Stadia's first year?
I've been enjoying it. Obviously, I have my own gripes here and there. But I feel like the Good Stuff event was a wake-up call for them, because that was cool, but the way it was presented misled so many of us in the community, including myself, as far as what would be coming and what would be available. But I feel like they looked at the Good Stuff event and realized we don't really need to do it that way, and maybe we shouldn't. But I think in only being a year, and there goes my dogs as every time I'm recording. But in the year, I can't judge them so heavily because it's only been 1 year. You know, when there are people online that have their own gripes about the service and whatnot, and I always find myself reminding them, guys, you know, I don't want to sound generic, but Rome was definitely not built in a day, or even 2 for that matter. So, you know, give it time. You know, Xbox had to get their bearings going in the beginning. So did PlayStation. Every company does. No company is great right out the bat. And usually if they are, they don't last long. So, you know, I feel like they have upgraded themselves tremendously. We don't know if it's a Gen 2 upgrade. Just a little joke in there. But I'm happy with where they're at right now. I want to give them an 8, but I'm going to give them a 7 because I need a search bar. No, I'm kidding. The lack of party chat in the mobile app is not okay with me. I feel like that's a feature that should have been implemented as soon as messaging came. And messaging should have came a long time ago. The family share and whatnot, I agree that it should have came at an earlier time. But once these things finally came, it's almost like you completely forget how you felt when it wasn't there, because now we're all, you know, taking these screenshots and you know, these clips and whatnot from the games, and now we got family share set up, and you know, I took advantage of YouTube Premium myself and got 2 out of it. Don't ask. You know, and with the Cyberpunk promotion, I'm trying to get the 3rd so I can give it to my brother-in-law. You know, so I feel like this has been a great building year for them, but with year 2. They really need to make sure that what they're doing marketing wise and features wise is timed, makes sense, and beneficial, not for them because they're already getting all the money, but beneficial for us because we're the only reason why they're going to still be around. So, but other than that, like I said, I can't judge them too heavily. They're still new, they're still growing, but just imagine where they'll be in 2023, which their roadmap actually spans to that. So that's pretty crazy. So yeah.
Cool. How about you, Duncan? How has Google done for you in a year?
Okay, it's there has been absolutely no platform like Google Stadia. So I can start. The emotional roller coaster from day to day is completely and utterly unimaginable. If you ask this question tomorrow, it could be a completely different. It is just so up and down. If we're taking it from a broad picture, I would give it a solid 6 to 7 out of 10. I don't think it's been a complete disaster, but it hasn't been absolutely amazing either. All their problems started about a year and a half ago, where they were overhyping things, and then it has taken them. I still don't think they've recovered from the overhyping. The power. We're 10 teraflops. We're coming out as a launch. They're still paying the price for that. And expectations were met or were set too high, and they have came reasonably close to it, but not at the level where they set them. This last year has been absolutely ridiculous at times, and I think it all just comes back to one fatal flaw for Stadia, and they still have that problem, and it's communication. And it is, they still have not got that nailed down, because if we go next week, we do not know what is coming to the platform, and we cannot plan. because in the situation we've got at the moment, there is only a limited amount of funds, and you have to plan where you're going to put your funds. Because if you don't know if the games are coming, you're going to maybe pay them somewhere else, or it's just for me, they just need communication just to tell us what is happening. They have started that. They've got the roadmap to past 2023. They're looking at RPGs. They've got 400 games coming now. It's really good. And we've got another 30 odd games coming by the end of the year, and we still don't know what they are.
Yeah.
Which is just absolute madness.
Yeah.
And because I'm actually doing something at the moment, we've got 108 games on the platform at the moment. So we know what some of the games are, but we don't know what all of them are coming to the end of the year, we're 4 or 5 weeks on the end of the year, and we still don't know what's coming. And I just find that boggling, because we're meant to be buying these games. But for the whole year, as a whole, it has been a solid year. If you take out all their talk or lack of talk, they've brought the features on, they've gradually improved, maybe not as fast as we wanted, but they are getting there. And I hope we're going to be building into next year, because I'm hoping we're going to start hearing about our first proper Stadia games next year. I know iCasters is coming maybe next week. Oh, shit. No, I'm not under embargo, by the way, so I'm just speculating. I'm just speculating.
Speculation, yeah.
Speculation.
Yeah.
Yes, I do not have any thing. I'm just going off a gut feeling.
Okay. There you go.
Yeah, so you don't have to worry. There's no NDAs being broke here or anything, because I am not under an NDA. So yes, you can relax. You're not going to be too far.
Let's edit that real quick.
Yes, with iCasters coming in the next couple of weeks, then there we go. We'll just go there. We will. I wouldn't count that as our first Stadia game, because that isn't. I don't think it's going to be doing anything groundbreaking. I'm hoping we'll maybe start to see that next year, where we see the first hints of a big, massive Stadia games coming. So yeah, it's been a good building year for what's to come.
Okay.
Maybe that's a very long-winded way of saying that.
Good. I think let's check in with Ben. What's your take on Stadia's first year?
I think I agree with everybody that I'd give it about a 7. To me, it's probably the best performing platform service option for cloud gaming, but their marketing, their PR has been horrendous, and that's why to me they get a 7 and not like an 8 or a 9. It's just purely how they communicate. It's just ups and downs, the roller coaster of emotions. I think if we treat the first year of Stadia almost as a beta test and getting it up and running, they did fantastic.
Okay.
For trying to do something that's new, that not a lot of people have done, that there's not a lot of options out there, I think that they did a pretty good job.
Okay. Fair enough. Yeah. So I agree with a lot of you guys. I would even say from the launch, right? It was disastrous. You guys saw me cover that. It was a disaster. One of the worst launch I think I've seen in any, not even video games, but any tech related companies. It was bad, right? They sent out the product, right? You didn't know when they were going to send it out. Then they send it out. Then you needed code. Then you had to wait for the code, and then eventually it was a nightmare. But let's move past that, right? We get to January to, let's say, March, right? They kind of went MIA, right? There was a joke of like the Stadia team still being like on Christmas break, because we went like a whole month without hearing anything from them, right? But I think the community spoke up and they started to listen, right? So that's where you see them like start doing the Tuesday addresses, and then it just started becoming consistent. So it was a rocky start. Realistically, I think we all can agree to that here. But something I've seen them doing, we talk about GeForce Now doing a good job with this, is at first it didn't sound like they were listening. But if you look at how they have been since they launched, they've made, I would say, significant progress. Right? Again, communication with us every Tuesday. We know what is coming for the week. Something that really is impressive is the Pro lineup. Every single month, the games that we get. Originally, I don't know if you guys remember this, but they said we were only going to be getting one game. And then they surprised us with two. And then it hasn't been anything less since then. So, again, kudos to them for that. I would have to say, when it comes to games available on Stadia, and again, I just did the Luna overview, and I was saying for $6, I don't want to play any of these games. Like the games are, I mean, Control would be the only game I would want to play, and maybe Sonic Mania. But if you look at Google Stadia's library, I think Rain, you were saying, Rome wasn't built in a day. For a brand new platform to have Red Dead Redemption 2, Destiny 2, all of Ubisoft, I mean, look at the way they closed out. We're getting Cyberpunk, Valhalla, Watchdog Legions. We're getting pretty much, take out Call of Duty, all the big AAA titles that are releasing this fall, set from, first party exclusive from Microsoft, so Nintendo. We're pretty much getting that on Google Stadia. So again, we're getting communication from them every week. We get the games that we've wanted. People have begged for AAA titles. We're getting that. We're getting most of the features that they promised. So as sucky as Stadia was to begin with, I feel like they closed out pretty strong. So I would give them an 8, kind of like what Holz was saying. But the future is exciting, right? Again, they say they have 2021 already mapped out. My thing is, give us the damn roadmap. If you guys have the roadmap, give it to us, right? Like Duncan was saying, the year is almost done, and there's still a lot of games in the library that we're not. Just tell us, like, what's so hard about saying, okay, this game is coming, this month. Just let us know. I feel like they keep things too close to their chest, and hopefully they can be more transparent with communication about what's to come. It's good to have a roadmap, but share it. Overall, I'll give it an 8. I would say it's been quite solid for sure. So before I hop onto Luna, does anyone else want to add to that?
I'm
Yeah.
just
Okay, Ben.
Go ahead.
I'm just trying to think of what these 30 games are before the end of the year. I know that we've got like 7 or
Seriously.
8 Ubisoft ones that are coming, supposedly in the next 3 or 4 weeks. And then we've got
Casters in a couple of weeks.
yeah, maybe the Mafia trilogy. I don't know. That would boost it up.
Yeah. Put
Yeah,
outcasters out there too, right? Yeah.
I'm happy with the roadmap, but I only want the next 4 months. Just give me a slice of the roadmap.
Yeah.
Just give me up to spring holidays,
Yep.
and that'll just do me for now.
Yep. And I think Nintendo does a great job with their directs, right? They every beginning of the year they host like a direct, letting people know what's coming for the next like season. If Stadia can do that, I mean, a direct right now would be great, right? Let us know what's coming December, moving all the way to February or March, just to get people excited. Let them know what's coming. I think it wouldn't hurt, right?
Maybe they're afraid to announce too much after what happened with good stuff.
I think you onto something
Maybe
there too. Yeah.
like, because I'm pretty sure that they have so much going on behind the scenes that they're like, oh, let's tell them this, oh, but we can't. Oh, let's tell them this, but we can't. So maybe they're just trying to find the right direction to be able to release a lot of this news in bigger amounts. And I guess you could say that would be my only thought on that.
My feeling, there's just a conflict at this moment in time, because the people at Stadia aren't I'll just be my normal self here. They're not stupid people within the gaming industry. They are smart people there. Phil Harrison knows what he needs to be doing. Jade Raymond knows what they're doing. Aaron Hoffman, John knows what they need to be. I think they're being gagged somewhat by Google, the company. and rather than them not wanting to, because we can see the opposite what Luna's doing. They're coming out, they're engaging with everybody, they're pushing everybody out their stuff, and it's really good to see that. I think Google is thinking too much like Google instead of thinking like an actual gaming company, which they need to be sort of thinking somewhat as.
Yeah, I think that's Google's biggest issue, the fact that they're taking Stadia like any other Google product. They're not treating it like a different division, like a gaming division. Again, we've talked about this multiple times. The way they communicate with us, the way they market, the way they advertise, it's almost like something you would see Google do with any of the other product. But gamers are a different breed of, community, and I feel like that's the ball that keeps getting dropped, especially like when it comes to PR. But hopefully, they get that in 2021 to fix that. All right, anything else before I move on to Luna?
I've said this before, but I'll rather they keep their cards close to their chest than ever be like Sony, where they go, Last of Us 2, 7 years, Cyberpunk is getting released 7 years later. I'd rather they keep it all hush-hush, drop it when it's ready, when they believe it's ready, and I'll be a happy gaming no matter what.
But then
go ahead.
I was going to say, if they do that, that means it leads into speculation what they're doing, and that leads into disappointment because you don't know what's happening. So it is the balancing act. You need
double-edged sword.
I like the thing where yes, you find out pretty soon if the game's coming out. I would prefer that. However, Stadia is in a position where they need to start teasing stuff, because we know what we're moving on to Luna here. We know what Luna's doing. They're going to be having it's just one new word coming. They're going to have the Lord of the Rings game coming. We already know what their first. While we're still waiting for Stadia to really show their big cards, and even just the roadmap, going back to the roadmap.
So it worked out for Sony. I get what you're saying. They showed Final Fantasy VII Remake like PS4's first year in, or second year, right? It's absolutely insane. And we didn't get it until like 4 or 5 years later. But I felt like that that worked in their favor. Like it built some excitement. Like this game is coming. Like people know it's coming. The Shenmue 3, even though the game sucked, right? That built like some expectation. People were like, oh my goodness, Shenmue is coming to the PlayStation platform. I feel like if they just gave like a Zelda Breath of the Wild type game looking so good, and look at Elder Scrolls and look at Fable, right? They gave us nothing. They gave us absolutely nothing, but we know that it's coming, and people are still like excited about it. That's all they have to do. Just drop like a little animation, say, all right, this studio is working in this.
So like a Metroid Prime effect.
That's what I was going to say. That's what I was going to say.
There you go. Exactly. Yeah, just drop something like that. Let people know something great is in the making.
Like that James Bond trailer.
Which one?
The 007 one? From IO Interactive?
Yeah. A while ago. Yeah.
It was the first thing to drop. I woke up at like 5:30 in the morning, and that was the first thing that I saw that came out. And all I needed was just that intro, and that was it. I was like, let's go.
That's cool. Yeah. But anyway, we're gonna move into Luna. Again, jump in if I'm forgetting something, but a couple of games was released for Luna this week. By the way, has anyone here else got to test out Luna yet? Okay, Cloud, you have. Just real quick, what's your take on it before we get into the games?
I liked it, and I enjoy the service. I can see the differences between Luna and Stadia and GeForce Now and Shadow and whatnot, especially because we have people here who do the testing for us.
What's the difference to you, like when you look at Luna and Stadia and GeForce?
For now, I would probably say stability. I like how it looks on Stadia, but with Luna, I get more stability on my internet than I do with Stadia. Less choppiness, less breaks. The only thing for Luna, and I understand why it's not there right now, is to just be able to have more interaction with other players who are a part of the Luna service right now. It almost sounds like a Stadia conversation, but it's not something with Luna that I'm worried about right now, because you can tell that they want to get these games up. They want to see how it works for people playing it. I do not agree with how slow this rollout has been for the invites. However, maybe in their defense, it's been this slow because they want to get it right. They want to make sure their servers can handle everything that's going on with the player base as it grows. But other than these rolling invites being so horribly slow, I'm enjoying it. It looks really good on my devices. It looks good on my computer. So yeah, I'm having fun with it.
Cool. Yeah, I would say Luna is really in beta, right? There's no denying it. I mean,
Yes.
yeah, but
for
again,
being in beta, I would say it's a good beta to me so far. It looks good for being in beta. So yeah.
I just have to keep reminding myself, because every time I play, I'm just like, all right, this is not finished yet, but they said it's in beta, so we gotta respect that and trust that. I would say when it comes to performance, xCloud has had almost a year in beta before they released, and the performance sucks. But I would say Luna's performance is better, and it just started its beta process, so that's kind of promising to me. Anyway, games released for Luna Switch Force, A Plague's Tale of Innocence. If you guys haven't played that yet, very big game when it released. Watchdog Legions became a thing, The Division 2 became a thing, and The Crew, the first one, not the second one, became a thing on Luna. I'm looking at the games here, and I just realized actually Everspace released on Luna. So if you guys have Luna, you want to test it out before it becomes a pro game for Stadia, you can actually test that out. But
I kind of wish sorry to interrupt. I kind of
Okay.
wish we had Crew 2 instead of Crew 1, but that's neither here nor there. I digress.
Yeah.
But that's just my opinion on that.
Right. And Watch Dogs 2 is also, I think, Far Cry Season 4. But I think one of the reasons why the Crew 2 is not there is because I think they're trying to figure out the whole online thing, and the Crew 2 is heavily in. I think that's why Watchdog did not release at launch, probably, and the Division 2 took some time to get there. I mean, they released Valhalla right away because, again, I think it was a single player focused game. But I think they're trying to just figure things out with the online before, because I mean, the Division 2 is online, and I was really struggling. Still, even though it's platform with PC, still struggling to find people to play that game with on Luna. So I think they have some work to do with the online when it comes to Luna. But so, people at the panel, these games released, what's your take on it? We'll start with Ben. Sorry, you were drinking. But what's your take on these games? Again, we have Watch Dogs 2, Far Cry 4, A Plague's Tale, Switch Force, Watchdog Legion, The Division 2, and The Crew. Any of those games, are you like excited? What's your take on them?
I mean, it's okay. I once I have Luna, I think I'll be more excited, but that's still waiting on that.
Yeah.
They're I don't know. Not they're mostly older games, and I like to keep relatively current.
Right. Okay. Duncan, what's your take on these games on Luna?
Yeah, they're not bad. A Plague's Tale's got a big following, so it does. And it's been really... It's another Plague's Tale was one of them. My head's just went blank.
It's A
Yes.
Plague's Tale, Switch Force, Watchdog Legion, The Division.
Yeah, well, or the Watch Dogs Legions, yeah. And I watched your video on the Division 2 where you're messing about with all the settings, are getting it all good, which is absolutely amazing that you can do that. I think that's what a lot of people are actually asking for for Stadia to do. But Stadia is different to Luna, which we can go into or not go into depending on time. But I like the slight customization in Luna that you can actually go in and set it up. So if you can get it 60 FPS, because that for me is a must on cloud gaming services. But the games are what we're wanting. It's always about content, and the reason Luna will not get a big won't get yapped up about what games are coming. It's because it's a Netflix. That is a complete Netflix, and that's why they're going to be. We won't be going. We don't know what games are coming on Luna. It's because we don't need to know, because we're not buying them. We're just renting them. We do need to know when they drop off the service. So, but So that's where they're going to get an easier ride that way going forward, because it is that sort of service. The only difference is, as well, is when we get all these other channels like the EA channel, which I think we're all in agreement that's an absolute no-brainer that's going to go on there at some stage. Where they're going to get. The only question is, are we going to get day and date like FIFA and Battlefields there?
Yeah,
but. I'm happy enough if the game's coming on, because it is a Netflix, so you can just go in and play them and away you go.
Yeah. So something we were talking about, messing with the settings, and GeForce Now, you pretty much can do the same thing. You can adjust the settings they don't have 4K, but high the refresh rate. I think this can one up GeForce Now if it beats it to the market with 4K. Again, you can adjust it, you can see it, but it's still, like, if you look in the description, it still says 1080p. So I don't think 4K is official yet, but again, if they offer 4K and then you can mess with the settings and things, I feel like personally that's one up to GeForce Now, because I would love to play Ubisoft. If I can play these Ubisoft games on Luna, where I can adjust it to 60 FPS and put it at 4K, I think it has an advantage over Stadia, because again, Stadia, people are saying it's locked at 30. If you can put it at 60 and get 4K out of it, and HDR too, I mean, they have something here. But anyway, I just think once they get that rolling, it'll be pretty cool for sure. But want to know what you host. What's your take on these games coming to the Luna platform?
Well, I'm not really excited for it, because the games they have announced are already be on Ubisoft Plus, and a majority of the panel say they're waiting for Ubisoft Plus. So you might as well just wait until that's fully integrated in the service. For me, I would rather wait and see, maybe in the next 2-3 months, just show me how you're going to structure these channels, like the fighting channel. Are they going to be from one publisher? Are they going to be from multiple publishers? Or are they going to, what age categories they're going to fall in? What censorship? Just show me what Amazon have got in mind, how they're going to create these channels.
Right.
That's all I want to know. And if a lot of people are actually saying it's the Netflix of games, then I have to say Netflix gives us a 4-week coming soon, and so does Game Pass. So if Game Pass and Netflix can give us a coming soon, then Luna should give us what's coming soon in the next month.
It's a good point.
If we're all calling it the Netflix of games.
Right.
Sure. And I'll be excited to see this coming soon in 4 weeks, premiere on Luna on this channel, and then what I can do is I can start planning my gaming time around that platform.
Yeah, it's a good point for sure. Good point. Ben, what's your take on this?
I don't really have much of a take on it.
Okay. Man.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Fair enough. Jerry, what's your take on it?
All right, so as a big GeForce Now fan, obviously, if you watch my channel at all, it's been one of my favorites since February when it came out of its official beta and all that kind of stuff. And I've always said Stadia should have been beta just when they first launched. Just kind of like Luna's doing, because we can say whatever we want about Luna now. It doesn't really matter. It's a beta. Anything can change, and I think right now where the excitement lies isn't so much what games are coming to Luna, it's what is the service doing. What's the platform doing? When it gets to a certain point, we'll care more about what games are being added. But right now, it's a slow rollout for a beta to get it where it needs to be. My excitement is in the fact that it's running PC versions of games. So when they get the multiplayer figured out, player base isn't going to be such a problem like I do run into on Stadia with certain games. Obviously,
Right.
you guys have run into it with games too. I know Ace has been trying to play NBA, and it just doesn't work out. So I'm excited to see that they're doing that and being able to tweak your games, because I hear the same thing. People asking me, why can't I adjust settings in Stadia? They
Yeah.
still think Stadia is running
Yeah.
PC versions of games, and it's not. It's
Yeah.
running ported console versions of games. Every game you play on Stadia is the console version, not the PC version. That's just how it works. Hopefully we'll get more implementation with Stadia where you have performance versus quality. Like we're getting that a lot on next gen consoles, a lot more with settings and stuff. Hopefully we'll get that, but you're running two completely different things. Playing with your settings to get things to run how you want on GeForce Now.
Right.
That's what I want to be able to do on Luna. I don't have my invite yet, but I do have somebody who offered to give me their Luna access. Actually, you guys have offered to help me as well, but I have someone
There
who's
you
basically like,
go.
here, I'm not using it. You can just take my Luna and make videos. So I may be doing that next week if I don't have my invite by Monday, because I also just kind of want to dive in and learn more about the service. I'm more excited. I don't really care about what games are on there
Right.
yet.
Sure.
I'll worry about that a little
Again,
bit later.
if you need that, let us know here for sure too. Cool. Yeah. You guys, I feel like you're right on with Luna, and hopefully, right, in time, like we said, this is a beta, and hopefully in time they can get things rolling on the service for sure. Um, that's it for Luna. Let's move on to Shadow PC. I wish Mark was here because I think why he skipped today's show is because he knew I was gonna grill him. But no, just being real. What the hell is my Infinite and Ultra invite, guys? For real. I'm still waiting for that. As you guys know, they hosted an event about 2 weeks ago saying that it's coming to the States, Infinite and Ultra. And since then, I have not heard anything yet. But just want to know with the people of the panel, have you guys, anyone here get their Shadow Infinite or Ultra? And also, I think we briefly just spoke about this on Stadia Super Saturday. But just want to know what you guys, anyone thinking about getting Ultra and Infinite when it comes to Shadow? And if so, like why? Which one? And why do you choose that one? So to get started, Rain, let's start with you in this one. Are you thinking about getting Ultra and Infinite for Shadow?
So right now I have Shadow Boost, obviously,
Okay.
and I'm thinking about upgrading to Ultra because I really don't need Infinite. I mean, it would be nice, it would be kind of insane.
Right.
But for what I do, Ultra is actually the perfect spot for me.
Okay.
So for Chicago being first when it comes to the US releases, that is supposed to be November, December. Now, obviously, we're almost in December. I don't know anyone personally in the Chicago data center that has received one yet. And then Texas, I believe. No, Texas is last. No, New York is last. Sorry,
New York,
Texas and Cali are supposed to be December,
right.
January, and then New York will obviously be more so January. I don't expect it unless they move ahead of schedule, because when I got my Shadow Boost, yes, I waited like maybe 2 months for it, but then at the same time I also got it early because I was supposed to get it in November and I got it in October. So depending if they're ahead of schedule, will determine when everybody gets their rigs. But for now, I don't really see New York getting theirs until January. I don't see Cali really getting ours until the end of December, to be honest. That's just kind of how I feel about it. But I'm looking forward to Ultra. Ultra tier should be great for me. I'm loving the boost here. People ask me about it all the time, and I tell them, honestly, you can say whatever you want about Shadow, but for me, it's been a great experience. Not to discredit or discount the other guys, but I don't find myself wasting my money having to troubleshoot my rig. Let me just make that part clear, because I wasn't happy about that. I prefer a monthly subscription option because it's just much better for how much I'm actually on my PC. I love everyone that's actually doing cloud PC gaming. But with Shadow, I'm just the most happiest with them. So yeah, I hope to get Ultra. If I don't, I would say I would throw my computer, but it's an application, so I can't exactly do that. So yeah.
Cool. Thanks for all of that. Let's go to Jerry. What's your take on Shadow Ultra Infinite?
So
Yeah.
I'm glad that they've announced the rollout. We're always talking
Yeah.
about roadmaps,
Yeah.
roadmaps. We want to know. So yeah, I think it was a nice surprise for everybody. For me, as soon as I read the rollout schedule, like Rain just went over that, when things are going to happen. I'm the New York data center over here on the East Coast. They originally announced that Ultra and Infinite would come spring of 2021. Guess what? I'm still going to get it. Probably spring of 2021. But at least I know that it's coming. I'm guessing February and March for what they're really going to start pushing. And I know just from what Mark has talked about in the past,
Yeah.
how much more difficult that hardware has been to make and the availability of it compared to Boost, that even everybody that has Boost that's going to want to get an upgrade, not everybody's going to be able to get it. So I know we're going to have to be on it quick when these things start to roll out. But I'm super excited for it. I said it last week, Ultra is going to be where I go because I think that's going to be the sweet spot for most consumers, and I really want to test that and verse that to Boost. Nice. So I will have Boost and I will have Ultra at that point. You guys will probably do similar here. And unless you go for Infinite or whatever that, but I think that's going to be the sweet spot for storage, for speed, for performance, and for price that most people are going to go for. So as soon as I get that invite, I'm waiting for it. I'll be going for Ultra, and we'll be diving into that. I as well have had nothing but good things with Shadow. One time since I've had it in February or March rather, it didn't work for 3 days. And other than that, though, it has been flawless there for me. It has worked really well. I have had to add storage because I always gripe about that game. You install Call of Duty and that's it. So you know that's all you're putting there. And of course, we know the CPU is showing its age. But with that said, though, god dang, it still does a really good job. I'm even playing Cold War and Valhalla and all these games, and it still just works for me. So
wow, it's pretty cool. Yeah, Shadow's, for a 1080 rig, man, it's doing good things. Is doing good things. And I was surprised again when I was playing games on there and playing in like high and ultra and not having any issues with a 1080 rig. So yeah, not bad. How about you, Duncan? What's your take on this Shadow? I know you guys still have a little ways to go to get it.
I signed up when they first were announced. I think it was about this time last year, and I'm still waiting, and I still will not get it till next year. And like Jerry was saying, I'm going for the sweet spot right in the middle. I'm going Ultra. It's I don't think you can justify the extra money towards the Infinite here. So I'm actually hoping it will be coming around soon. When they were actually testing them in beta, I actually got onto, I don't know which one I got onto, I can't even remember. It was either the Ultra or the Infinite, and it was been rocking away there, and I was really, really enjoying it. And I got pushed back down to Peasant Zone into the Boost. So and yeah, so it's I've been using the Shadow a wee bit this week because I've been doing some creative stuff on it for something coming up in a couple of weeks. So I've been using it pretty well, but I really just hope it's coming a lot sooner.
Nice. And something else to throw in there, you have Google Stadia, you have GeForce Now. Those are mainly just like for gaming. Right. Again, like Duncan was saying, something you can do with Shadows, if you're a creator, you can actually use it as a PC. And I feel like that gets forgotten sometimes, if I'm saying that correctly. But that's an advantage that you have with Shadow. So again, I think when you're able to get your Ultra, you have more space to even edit and do some of that fun stuff too. Cool. Oh, so you waiting too? Where you at?
I'm still waiting, and like I said last week's podcast, I still want the Infinite, but I don't want to subscribe to a 12-month subscription with the potential of like the new TIs, the new Supers, the new early entries of the 30 series could all potentially come out, and I'm tied to a contract with probably a card that will be 2 years old. So going forward, I would actually subscribe to it if they sort of give me a lease out if I upgraded to another subscription. And I'm happy to go for the Infinite because the way I see it is, if I need a PC now, and I went out and bought it, I can get Shadow Infinite for the same price and I can have a powerful PC for 4 years. So
Right.
every year I need to have the upgrade option to the next tier to make it justify to always stay on that platform. At
Right.
the moment, I'm happy on Boost. I'm happy with the internet speeds. I'm happy that I play games, and I'm happy that I access stuff. But going forward, I need more storage. I use the Creative Cloud suite, so I want more power, and I want to use it for multiple stuff going forward.
True.
But
Good point.
but I'm one of them people in the UK that, spring 2021,
Yeah.
and it could be potentially delayed. And if it does get potentially delayed, I'm going to be dragging my feet because I expected it this fall.
Right.
And if it does get pushed back and we don't get support in the European zone, then sorry, Shadow's going to be dropped off from me.
Oof.
So it's one of them is I can wait up to a point.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't wait. I can't be having these moments where Shadow as a company is invested in the West, but not in certain zones where we've got no data caps, huge bandwidth, huge major cities. I mean, I've got Amsterdam and Paris as close as my Stadia connection data center in Northern Ireland. So I'm starting to say, okay, I can understand that you're in a bit of trouble. I understand it's money. I understand it's access and hardware, but I still do believe you do need to give some Europeans a little bit of love.
Agreed. Tell that to Luna while you're at it too, right?
Yeah.
It's so crazy that the beta is just US, right?
And
It's horrible.
Just continental US at that. Not
Yeah,
Hawaii and
that's
Alaska.
true. That is true.
And as a Luna person, if they came out of beta and they had all the games they've got now, and went, here we go, we're out of beta, and showed that game list, I'd be like, I'm not interested. So in the end, I need to start seeing a little bit of something. It's all right for people to test it, but like we done with Stadia, when that came out, a lot of people were like, it's got no games. I don't want to have the same issue with Luna, and I don't want the same issue where we're all talking about Shadow PC and people go, it's outdated.
Yeah.
I don't want that. So I understand they're in a terrible situation at the moment with building rigs and new hardware, but they need to start at least trying to grasp that gamers and creators do want this going forward.
True. Ben, what's your take on Shadow? Are you getting any of that?
I mean, I have Boost, and it works fine for everything that I do. I mean, I can do live streams on it. I can, play the Hala no problem, just like Jerry was saying. It works. To me, I'm not a super power user when it comes to PCs, so for me, I don't think I need anything more than Boost. But it is exciting that's coming sooner than they were expecting.
Right.
And for new people in places that qualify, and they're seeing their Shadow Boost come as quickly as 24 hours. And I had to wait like 3 weeks, and other people I know had to wait months. So that's cool that at least they're starting to increase their capacity as well.
True. I myself personally, I'm still debating if I'm gonna get an Infinite or Ultra. But I do agree, Ultra is the sweet spot for sure if people were wanting to know which one to get. But I'm excited, and again, it's pretty cool to see it coming this year. But at the same time, you guys saw my live stream. I still think it's kind of highway robbery for what you get. Yeah, people can make the argument like if you try to go buy a 2080, souped up PC, equivalent to what you get with Shadow, is still pretty pricey. I get that, but still, with next gen chips being available, 3080s, 3070s, I was crossing my fingers hoping that we'll see that with, they said we have an announcement that people are going to be excited about. I was like, ooh, new updated rigs, but no, same old, same price at a later time. And to me, that just was not cool, but I'm still going to get it. Anyway, that's all we have for Shadow. xCloud, there's really no new news with xCloud or Game Pass this week. I just want to know for the people on here, are you guys playing xCloud? If so, what are you playing on it? Because I'll be 100% honest with you. I open my phone, I see all these games on there, and I'm just like, I can't do it because of the performance and I really have a hard time playing xCloud. I just want to know, people on here, start with you, Jerry. What's your take on xCloud? Have you been playing it much? I know you got the Xbox Series X. Is that like, does that motivate you to want to play xCloud? Just what's your take on xCloud?
So xCloud remains to still be a little bit limited for me because I'm really waiting for the iOS Safari support, which I think they're going to
Okay.
push quicker than people think with what we're seeing happening on with Stadia is going to be rolling out their
Right.
iOS support in a couple of weeks.
Right.
Who knows how slow or how fast, but that's happening. We've got GeForce Now in there, and Xbox, Microsoft is not playing around,
They're
and they want
not.
that market share. I think we're going to see iOS, and when we do, it's going to be a big deal. Performance issues kind of aside, but here's the thing: the way I've been seeing, and Chief would kind of maybe disagree with some of this. We'll echo for him since he's not here, but the performance I'm seeing in Safari, like with GeForce Now, with his, we're not supposed to say it, desktop only browser, running Stadia so well and stuff like that. I actually have a lot of high hopes for how well xCloud is going to run in a browser scenario and experience like that. So I'm really looking forward to that. I've harped on this before. My Series X and my One X game stream to my phone and my tablet so well that it kind of boggles me we're not getting that perfect, because we get 1080p 60 from the Series X and One X, and it's so smooth.
Yeah.
It works so well, and I'm really surprised they're not able to do that with probably way better internet than I have
Right.
to push that. But I have had no issues. I can go anywhere I want around town, on cell data, at home on Wi-Fi. It doesn't matter. It'll boot up my Xbox at home, play any game, no limit, because xCloud only has certain games on it. You can play any game from your library, and it works flawlessly. I think Duncan maybe has been doing this as well. It's just been a great experience. So I'm not in a hurry for xCloud because I have my own little xCloud boxes sitting right here that do a better job. But when xCloud comes to PC, when it comes to iOS and more devices, that's when I'll be excited to jump in and just kind of play with it more, because I think it's going to start working better. But yeah, performance has been a real issue. I'd rather just game stream from my own little situation. But
Right. So can you game stream away from your home?
oh yeah, anywhere you want. I was actually waiting in the car the other day while the wife ran into a store, and I was playing Mortal Kombat 11 and Cold War, just checking them out. I'm on. It bounces between 5G for me here and 4G, but either one, man. I mean, maybe one or two little stutters, but I was amazed at how well it worked just from my house. And it never turns the light on your Xbox, so people don't even know you're doing it. It's like in the shadow. So while it's sitting there, it boots up,
That's cool.
throws your game to, and when you disconnect, it shuts it back down to its standby mode. Never turns the light on. So cool. Nobody even knows that you're doing it.
How cool. So the PlayStation had remote play.
It does, and I've tried it a little bit on the PS5, and it's okay, but it is not to the level that Microsoft has put into this game stream for
Really?
Xbox. Yeah,
Wow. That's cool. Makes me excited to
it's
want
really
to get
cool. Yeah.
Xbox. Yeah. Okay, cool. So Ben, you, xCloud, what's your take? Have you been gaming on that as much this week?
I have not. I canceled my xCloud a while back and decided, if I get an Xbox, I'll obviously get it again. But for just xCloud on its own, I wasn't too impressed with it for the month and a half, 2 months that I had it. It's not fun on my phone. I have a nice phone, and it just looks crappy.
Yeah. I think the better your phone is, like the
The more
worse
options
that,
it is, it doesn't look good.
True. How about you, Holtz? What's your take on xCloud?
Well, the only games I've been playing on xCloud at the moment, I've been showing the younger niece and nephews Forza Horizon 4, and I've been showing Sims 4, and they've been having a blast with the phone. But like Jerry, I've just been remote connecting to my Xbox Series X, and I've been like streaming Yakuza like a dragon everywhere I go, and it's just run smooth. But the only issue I've got with remote connected to the Series X is that when I play Forza Horizon 4, for some strange reason, there's nothing wrong with the controller. It's a brand new controller. It doesn't move any characters around, but when I play Forza, it actually skips the radio.
Oh.
So every time I'm playing, it just goes skip, 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 and it's very irritating. So there's a few flaws in it that I've found, but only on certain games. So the issue is the games that I'm buying now on Series X are really games that I'm really invested, and that is why I want, when I buy a game, doesn't matter if it's Series X or matter PlayStation 5, I want them to be available on the cloud platform as well.
Right.
So, and I know they're going to integrate that in the future, so it's something I'm going to look forward to. But at the moment, I'm looking at the Game Pass Cloud and I'm enjoying a select few games, but not the games that I really want to dig my teeth
Right.
into.
So, does that remote play feature work really well? It sounds like you having the same great experience that Jerry's
I,
having too.
I've got my iPads. I take an Xbox controller around and I just loads, connects, plays the
And
game. It quick
wow,
resumes whatever game that I was playing that it's
wow.
accessible, loads up in 2 seconds, and then
Ha-
yeah, I just turn it off, and no one actually knows. So if I said to my family member, say I was in work or the kids were off, and so I could say, "Well, connect to my Xbox," I wouldn't even know.
Wow. That's a great feature that I think should be highlighted more. That's cloud gaming in a way. If you can do it outside of your home and have a really solid, so in a way you can now play pretty much any third party, AAA game on the Xbox and your device, which is going to give you probably a better performance than
So
xCloud.
I've tested Yakuza, Forza, 2 Forzas, FIFA 21, all great, all amazing.
Wow, that's really cool. Can't wait to test
And
it
for
out.
people wondering about internet speed, for me, I have great download, but Comcast gives us horrible
Right.
upload here. I still bounce between 12 and
Yeah,
15 up. So
similar
it's
to me.
not
Yeah.
like you need 35, 50, 100 up to do this. I'm running everything in my house. Typically, it's 28 to 32 devices connected in my home. And then I still only have that 12 to 15 up, and I still don't have any problems at all.
Wow, it's good to know. Good to know. Duncan, what's your take on xCloud, man?
Like Jerry, I'm an iPhone user, so I'm only doing the remote play every so often. I'm not using it a lot because I'm not really out from the house, because I'm not allowed to go out from the house. So, because we're back in lockdown over here, over in England, they're back out. We're completely locked down again. So, I'm not really having time to go out and play on my phone because I'm just playing proper on the TV when I need to. So I haven't really dug into it much this week.
Okay, good to know. Good. How about you, Desi? Where you at with xCloud?
So for me, I noticed that xCloud is very selective on when it wants to give me a quality stream. There's a city called Irvine, beautiful city. xCloud works amazing. I didn't have any issues. Then I go up to a city like Fullerton, not happening. So out of all the cloud services, I would probably say xCloud is the one I'm most patient with, because I trust Xbox, I trust Microsoft, I trust Phil, and they were honest about xCloud. They let you know this is what the server blades are right now. This is what they'll be upgraded to. So for now, try it out, enjoy it. If you want to join Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, which I already had because, of my One S, I've had Game Pass for as long as I've probably had that thing. So having Ultimate was something that, they started, a year and a half ago? I can't remember, maybe a year ago, less than that. But ever since it started, sign up for $1. Okay, I was in. And now with xCloud mixed into that service, I think it's great when it's working. And when it's not working, I just blame the area that I'm in. I don't blame xCloud because I know, it's like how I said earlier, this stuff is new, so I can't sit here and judge too heavily on these things. I can give my opinions and my notes and my gripes here and there, but with xCloud, that's probably the one I don't judge at all, because they were straight up about it, and we know it's going to improve, and we know that there's a lot of hurdles that they need to come over in order to get the service working properly. There is only one thing I do have where it's not really a gripe, but browser support, even in Microsoft Edge. I don't you know what I mean? Stadia, Chrome, xCloud, Edge. That's just a no-brainer to me, but that's just me on an outside perspective. Other than that, I enjoy the service when it works. And I'm excited for the Series X server blades. And when that happens, I think it'll have a much more smoother route, like Stadia, once they grab their bearings and everything. But I like it so far, and my kids like it. I got my friends to sign up for Game Pass Ultimate. One of my friends, actually, she's going to sign up. It's actually my wife's cousin, but she's going to sign up for not only Shadow PC, but she's also going to sign up for Ubisoft Plus as well as Game Pass Ultimate.
Wow.
And I sent her the invite, so I think right now she's currently trying out Stadia with the free month and free pro month on that. So because I gave her my invite code.
Nice.
So yeah, I like xCloud a lot, and I'm just excited to see where it goes from here. I have nothing to say about it right now, unless they say something and promise us too much and then don't deliver.
Cool. Good take with xCloud for sure. Me personally, I'm really struggling with this service, and I am more excited for what Holtz and Jerry said about trying that remote play feature. That excites me because, again, I'm all about like getting the best quality for my devices, and 720 just is not. It's not doing it for me. But like you were saying, Rain, they came out, they were honest, they're like, this is a beta, and we run the Series S blade, we're gonna advance to the Xbox One S blades. We're gonna advance to Series X in the future. So it's good that they were upfront with that. But we'll see. Again, exciting times, man. I feel like at the end of the year, next year, when we come back and we look at these platforms, I feel like they're all gonna be hitting these strides, hopefully. And it's gonna be really exciting stuff for sure. But I'm looking at the time and we're cutting it close on time. But I do want to give the members of this panel just a chance to plug these channels and tell you guys what they do. Again, Jerry, if you can mention that awesome giveaway too, again, so people can be aware of that. So we'll start with you, sir.
Yeah, Game Tech Planet, as always, local cloud news, reviews, all that kind of stuff. And yeah, go over to the channel. It's a very recent video. It's big giveaway. It's marked. There's a link to the Discord. Go to the Discord and join over there. And hopefully somebody who really knows
Awesome giveaway again. If you guys haven't heard or checked that out for sure. Duncan, where can they find you, sir? And what do you do?
I cause trouble everywhere I go, and you can find me at Cloudy with Games and One to Escape on Twitter. And I want to just plug Get Voting on our award ceremony thing.
Yes. Tell them more about that because people.
Yeah, it was an absolute nightmare to actually come up with all the people getting nominated and it's already caused some fun and games. But yeah, we have 20 categories. We are giving out trophies to people as well. And if you go and vote, there's 18 categories from Best Stadia Pro Game of the Year to Game of the Year, and it's quite interesting. And we're into thousands of votes cast, so I would like to get some more going here as well.
Cool. So is it like at a certain time? Like when can people vote? What does that all look like?
If you go onto Cloudy of Games Twitter account, the links at the top. We will be doing the voting closes. I have to get the date because I always get the dates wrong here. The voting closes on the Wednesday, the 9th of December. We will be warming up to this podcast on the Saturday night. We will be doing it 8 o'clock UK time, which is noon Pacific, on the 12th of December.
Cool.
And I'm hoping we will have some surprises.
That's awesome.
I can't promise anything, but we're hoping.
I love how people try to incorporate and do different things, man. So hosting a cloud gaming award is pretty right. I'm sure that took a lot of work. So kudos to you and your team for setting that all up. But that and like Stadia Super Saturday, man, those things take work, and so you guys do a lot of great work with that stuff. So cool. Ben, where can they find you, sir? What do you do?
I don't do much. I like to play games and I like to hang out with people. So I just posted my Twitch on the chat. So if anybody's interested in watching me play, that's all I do is just have fun and hang out with people.
Cool. Ben, I would say, is really active in the Discords too. So I need to Discord, our Discord. So if
Gary's, Mark's.
Gary's, yeah. So if you want to catch Ben, he's there somewhere, which is cool. How about you, Holtz? What do you do and where can people find you?
So you can
Sir?
find me on Cloud Gaming Club. We're just finalising some videos, and I'm trying to get my Japanese friends on board so we can sort of cater for the Eastern market on news and maybe this cloud services going over there. So it's just all up in the air at the moment, but we're trying to knuckle stuff down. And you
Nice.
can say hello on Holtz86 at
There you
Twitter.
go. There you go. Cool. So our guest here again, Rain, really appreciate you coming. It was kind of last minute, so I appreciate you making the time for this. But it's always fun just getting people on here and just chatting with them about cloud gaming. And you did incredible, man. It was good to have you here. So let people know about you, what you do, and where can they find you.
What I do. Okay, so as I like to say on my Instagram, I am a professional dancer with a love for gaming.
There you go.
You can find me on Twitter at RaincloudYT. Not Whitey, but YT. And just gotta clarify. And you can also find me on Instagram as well too, RainCloud Gaming. For those of you that like to use IG, please sub to my channel, RainCloud Gaming. Smash that like button into oblivion. But for me, this was just a great experience. It was an honor to be a part of this podcast. Like I said, I've watched all of you for seems like months and months now. Duncan, huge respect to you and everything that you do with Cloudy. And GTP, thank you for helping me behind the scenes. Same to you, Ace, as well. Ben, you've been a cool new homie. Holtz, we have not had the honor yet, but I'm glad that it started today. I'm going to need that Just Dance 2020 clip. Thank you very much. Being the only professional dancer in this room.
2021. No, 2020.
Got to get it right. No,
Even better.
yeah, better clarity. But yeah, just thank you so much for having me. Anytime, just let me know. I'm available. Shout out to everyone in the chat for being a part of this stream. Thank you guys so much. And find me on Discord as well too. Let it rain.
Awesome. Again, thank you, Shat, for just being here and sharing with us and hanging out. This was a lot of fun. Appreciate you guys, and we should be back next Saturday, same time, 2 p.m. And yeah, I will try, I keep forgetting, but I will try to put all these members in the description so you guys can easily just click links and follow them. But again, appreciate you guys, people in the panel, and you guys watch, and we'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.